Askreddit thread. What's something you've done but don't recommend? Thanks, Alan says, putting armbands around my ankles and jumping in a pool. 8-year-old me thought this would be a good idea. Edit. It seems the word for armbands is water wings. Now I know. I did something similar, but with ankle weights. Thought it would be cool to walk on the bottom of the pool. Except it doesn't work like that. You end up sliding down the deep end slope. I don't have enough traction to walk back to the shallow end. I was able to jump and grab the side of the pool, but only just barely. Man, this gave me so much anxiety as I am right beside a pool. What are you doing on Reddit? Jump in the fucking pool. Don't forget the ankle weights. Drinking vanilla extract. It smells so good, but tastes so bad. Put 2 cups of vanilla extract in your oven for 350 for an hour, and your house will smell like heaven. Urgent. Edit. Do not put 2 cups of vanilla extract in your oven. I meant 2 caps. Just 2 caps. Don't put actual cap in the oven. It will melt. Put it in a pan or something. 2 cups? Hey everybody, get a load of Mr. Moneybags over here. What's next? A bucket of saffron. I use black truffles and urinal cakes. Shabist says, sexually exploring and wondering what it would be like to come on my own face. 1 of 10 would not recommend. People, I'm voting but not commenting because reliving the experience has got to be too weird. I used to get the urge to taste my own cum. I'm still curious, but bitch out every time. Just dab your finger in it and taste. You don't need to shoot it all in your mouth. That's overcome eating. Oh, that was funny. Slept for hours under a running shower while drunk. Sleeping under warm shower. 10-10. Would do again. Accidentally plugged the drain with some of my clothing and flooding the apartment. Not recommended. Lucky you did not drown. The first time my stupid fucking brother got completely wasted with his friend, his brilliant idea to sober up before the family got home was to take a bath in our oversized tub. I literally came home to find him in the process of drowning. Had to drag him out and administer CPR with his junk flopping everywhere and call an ambulance. Not cheap. When I was paying off his giant restitution fine from breaking into his school to nap, I definitely thought about what my life would be like if I hadn't decided I was too tired to stop and get a movie on the way home. But then I would realize I had been the one to find him, definitely wouldn't have gone to watch the movie, and probably would have ended up with a shit ton of late fees and shake it off. Blockbuster eventually changed their late fee policy after several lawsuits and ultimately went out of business, so there's that. Now you tell me. Wait, shake what off? Because I still have a picture of your brother's floppy junk in my hand. Let's just keep going down. 4 hours of hot water. What magical land do you live in? Denmark. Continuous hot water thanks to central heating. Playing Cards Against Humanity with my parents. I cringed and shriveled up when my mom asked me what bukkake was, and I refused to explain it. I don't know. Hysterical laughter. Why are you laughing then? Stop laughing. I'm not. You want to know what bukkake means? Just go to Bing, type in bukkake into Bing images. Don't go to web search first and just look. You'll be pleasantly surprised that it's not something sexual. Just kidding, it totally is. Don't do that. Was at the movies with my dad and we saw a trailer for the upcoming movie, Straight Outta Compton, which, as you can probably guess, is a drama about the start of the NWA. My dad is aware of the group but had no idea what NWA stood for and asked me. I answered, but the look on his face afterward made it kinda awkward. Yes, we're white. It's, N-words with attitude. Huh, you'd think they'd call themselves NWWA then. Don't drop everything in your life to be with someone. That is a serious fucking decision and needs to have serious thought put behind. My young dumbass was too carefree. I ended up 1,600 miles away from home, and 6 months down the road, I was cheated on. Scrambling for a place to live, accumulating debt, working 2 jobs, forced to drop out of college, lonely, depressed, and developed a severe drinking problem. 3.5 years later, I'm still severely paying for that decision physically and financially. I had no form of a contingency plan, and when it rains, it pours. Please tell this story to my idiot brother who's moving across the country for a twat of a lady. He won't listen to me. Telling him his lady is a twat will only drive him further away. Speak with your mind. Tell him good luck and be there for him when shit hits the fan. Love is blind and ignorance is bliss. Sometimes it's worth the risk. Almost 2 years ago, I moved to a new city in the U.S. after serving the Peace Corps to be with someone I'd only met in person 6 times. We're getting married soon. Not taking care of your teeth. Years of depression did a lot of damage. Fixing it now, but the pain, physically and financially, sucks big time. Brush and floss your teeth. Seriously, why would you not take care of your teeth? Even when I was depressed, I still brushed my teeth. That's just common sense. Well, depression does do stuff to your brain, I guess. Ooh, that would suck to have messed up teeth, though. Spent 2 years of severe depression, sitting at my computer chair, not brushing my teeth, no exercise, no sunlight. Ended up with horrible teeth problems, a fucked up back and neck due to 2 straight years of sitting with bad posture. Couldn't walk for longer than 5 minutes without both my legs and heart failing me. Not to mention putting on 10 kgs of being pale as a ghost. People often overlook the physical consequences of depression, but man, can it destroy you. Well, I guess I was lucky. I was in school and had a job in the 2 times I was severely depressed. You didn't brush your teeth for 2 years? Holy crap. Could probably count the number of times I brushed my teeth on my hands in a 3-year period. My breath is not naturally bad, so no one really notices as long as you pull off the plaque. Still trying to get it as a regular habit. How is that not naturally bad? Really don't think there is such a thing. Having bad breath results from poor dental hygiene. If you have never even gotten close enough for them to smell your breath, I guarantee you they notice. Not noticing and not saying anything are 2 completely different things, so why? Yeah, these are the people that never realize, like the rest of us, that you start to stink when puberty hits and you can no longer get away with that with 1 bath every few days thing. Who takes a bath every few days? People are gross. They don't understand that they're used to the smell. I had a roommate like this in college, and I have to wonder if they all share the problem of no parental guidance. Oh wow. I would donate so much money to my elementary/middle school to improve the lessons over dental hygiene so other people don't have to go through their early life without this critical knowledge. If I had truly known the implications of not brushing my teeth and that the white of my teeth could literally decay and go away forever, then 15-year-old me would have been out on that shit 5 times a day. On that note, time to go brush my teeth. After that, rum and coke. Squeaky cow. This is the same guy who was... No, it's not. Dodgy bollocks. I think he kept replying. Becoming a private investigator. Did it for a summer when I got out of college because it sounded fucking awesome. Quit after 2 months because I was working insane hours. I worked a few 20-hour days in a row 1 week, and they made me drive all over the state instead of just an hour range in my hometown like they told me I would. Also, it was the loneliest I have ever been in my life, as I had no coworkers and only had to call my boss for 30 seconds each day. I didn't have time to see my friends, and if I wasn't texting my girlfriend during the days, I think I would have gone insane from having 0 contact with people. The entire job was tailing people who were allegedly falsely claiming workers' comp, so you thought you were doing a good thing. Too bad when you got there, you actually realized the people really were severely hurt and dirt poor. They just need the money to live, and your job was to find any reason to take it away from them. 2 out of 10, wouldn't recommend, but the pay was dope. How dope? It was alright. I made $17 an hour on weekdays, $20 on this weekend, plus 30 cents a mile for travel. The cases were sporadic though. 1 week you would have 4, the next week you would have 1, so your hour range would go anywhere from 50 hours a week to 8. It just wasn't worth it. This job sounds good to me. Crack. Did it once in college because a roommate had some and we were all out of weed. I couldn't think of anything except getting more crack for the next couple of days. 1 out of 10 would not do again. No shit. I couldn't think of anything except getting more crack for the next couple of days. I like how you left a small chance to do it again. 1 out of 10. Yeah, you know what I really want now? What? Crack. Yeah, me too. 1 please, 1 rock of crack. Is this going to be enough? What do you recommend for a couple of first-timers? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's one of my favorite running gags in the show. Usually the insane shit they do has no consequences. Breaking into multiple homes, crashing several cars, causing an explosion, murdering Santa. But the fact that they tried crack once, or like 5 times, follows them over the entire series. Don't forget completely and utterly fucking up Cricket's life and reducing him to an insane hobo because of a series of whims. What show is this? Always Sunny in Philadelphia. A group of horrible, oblivious, selfish, terrible people do terrible, horrible things to anyone that crosses their paths. And they never learn a lesson. They just get worse. Funny, well-written, and acted. It has Danny DeVito in it. I'd recommend it to adults and say they deal with some pretty hard stuff and turn it into a joke. I personally haven't felt offended, but I have had my mouth fall open. One character videotapes all of his sexual acts without the women knowing. That hit me personally close to home and had to take a break. The man who does that is a horrible person, and we see that. He has no redeeming qualities. Just know that subject matter is absolutely 18+. Nonsense. Dennis is a golden god. He hasn't even begun to peak. Oh, that show's funny. I hear they have like a new season out. I don't know if I've watched it yet, though. Call in the Dare folks, guys. Looks like we're right all along. Looks like they were right all along. Oh, that was with the crack one. Sounds more like 10/10. Should not do again. So 9 out of 10 would do it again. So it is that good. Depends on your definition of good. Brief euphoria is pleasant, yes. But the mindless craving, compulsive cravings that begins the second you put down the pipe is not fun. Crack is cheap, but because of the brief high and follow compulsion, you could easily go through hundreds of dollars worth in a few hours and still crave it the second you put it down. At this point, you're risking overdose as well. After trying it once myself, I see why people get addicted so easily and why it's so stigmatized. Yep, first time I smoked crack, first immediate thought was, yeah, let's do some more of that. Man, I was so close to trying to crack my sophomore year in college. Thank God my friend manager talked me out of it by saying I'd better off not knowing what it feels like. I did a bunch of times, like 7 years ago, my dealer ran out of blow. My mouth still waters when I think about it. Shit's dangerous, yo. Okay, that's enough reading about crack. Getting shot, 2 out of 10, would not recommend. Still a 2 though, because it makes for a good conversation piece and chicks dig it. Getting shots, chicks dig it. Please shoot me. Took me 2 years to stop limping, but I guess it doesn't matter much in bed. LOL. Okay, maybe 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 is of a god is fine with me. Ooh. Pew! Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Do do wah, do na 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 na, doodle do do na 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 na. This is the most accurate music to words translation that I've read in a long time. Does it matter where I shoot myself, or chicks will dig it anyway? I would avoid the heart, I would avoid the head, heart, crotch, spine, and any bone if I were you. Also, I would say somewhere easy to get to public like the arm or leg or lower leg. Plus, a through and through would be best for healing time. Get the noose produce procedure to fix a pectus excavatum. Wow, that's a lot of big words. It's a fairly new procedure, so they can only give you estimates of how it will work out for you. Some people are up and running again in 2 to 4 months and can even practice extreme sports like MMA and American football. But in my case, they might have made it too tight or something, resulting in me still not being able to exercise over 2 years after the surgery. Once it's in, they can't really adjust anything unless it's absolutely necessary. Think the bar puncturing your lung or heart. Overall, I'm still happy that I did it because my chest looks a lot better than, but if I had known it would mean 2 to 5 years of pain and not being able to exercise or be more flexible, I probably wouldn't have done it. Bro, I had the surgery. OMG, it's fucking horrible. It is so painful. First off, I died of morphine overdose after the surgery. Legit, they to revive me. Second, I got addicted to the prescriptions, Valium and Oxycontin. Third, I still can't do shit. Okay. Laying your happiness into someone else's hand. As soon as they are gone, and there is a 90% chance they will go, you will be depressed. Yeah, that's a... I know a lot of people who do this. That's a dumb thing to do. Had sex with boyfriend in front of his best friend, who I was also friends with. Boyfriend kept chatting to friend during it, and friend was directing boyfriend on what/how to do it. Almost as if porn movie. Boyfriend kept chatting to friend. So you, Christ, yeah, catch the game last night? And you don't recommend that? I had sex with my ex-girlfriend in front of someone, and I enjoyed it. He wasn't playing director, though. He was playing masturbates. I know that guy. Me too. I see him at work every day, the ceiling. Watching porn with your cool uncle for the first time. Never been more embarrassed. His commentary made the event even worse. That sounds terrible. Where we're at cookout over the weekend, and my wife's uncle told her she had better take care of her watermelons. They were looking mighty tasty. I've never wanted to dropkick a 6-year-old man so much in my life as I did that day. What? One of my friends, let's not read about creepy uncles. Back in the 90s, when I was first getting into butt stuff, I bought a really cheap butt plug. After about 10 uses, it eventually broke apart in my butt, and I had to go to the ER to get the pieces taken out. The doctor told me it happens quite often because the Chinese manufacturers use cheap plastic that can react with lube. Since that day, I only buy top shelf butt plugs. Gotta use glass. Yeah, light bulbs, ugh. Driving for 20 straight hours. My wife and I recently drove to the Oregon coast to Phoenix without stopping, in a 2-door Saturn with 3 cats and most of our belongings, several bags of clothes, 2 large desktops, other stuff, and had to stop and visit the grandma in California. Absolutely do not recommend. Yeah, that sounds like a terrible idea. Although a regular 20-hour road trip without all those problematic details might not seem as bad in comparison. LOL. Trying to suck my own dick. Nearly broke my neck. Who hasn't? I didn't realize this was so common among men. I saw a Reddit thread about a year ago. These guys were talking about trying to suck their own dick and how it felt more like sucking a dick than getting your dick sucked. I jokingly asked my boyfriend if he's ever tried to suck his dick, and he looks at me like I'm a moron and goes, "Everybody has." Like it was some common knowledge. I almost peed on myself because I was laughing so hard at his reaction. What teenage guy wouldn't think of trying it? They're the most sexually inventive creatures known to man. Okay, so I was reading this one manga about some, I don't know, the premise is kind of ridiculous, but there's this one part where a girl gets bitten by a viper, like in her inner thigh, and she's with a guy, and he's like, "Hurry, I have to suck that out for you." And she's like, "No, I can suck it out myself." And he screams at her. He's like, "I know for a fact. No, every guy knows for a fact that you cannot bend down that far." And she's like, "Wait, all guys know that?" And then she tries, and she's not able to do it. He's like, "How did you know?" He goes, "Just trust me on it. All guys know this fact. But don't ask the details." Yeah, that's pretty funny. Prison School. Pretty great anime. They do ridiculous stuff, but they take it to the extreme, which just makes it even more funny. Even if you can manage it, I'll tell you from experience, and it's more like sucking a dick than getting sucked. It would make sense when you think about doing other things yourself versus someone else, like scratches, massages, tickling, etc. I want to see if anyone else has anything funny about this. That is some dedication, all right. Typically, you should have removed a rib. Okay, that's enough. Icy hot on balls. It sort of lingers even when you manage to get past the initial castration. I had an ex do that once. He spent the next hour in the shower alternating between crying and screaming, riding a bike off a roof, jerking off on a roof. I think I recommend that one, especially if there are unsuspecting people under the roof. Salvia. First time I tried it, I went easy, so I only mildly freaked out. However, my dealer friend, who of course wanted to go all out, smoked like 2 bowls by himself. He ended up naked outside and yelling gibberish. And second time, when I could not get weed, I picked up some super concentrated kind and did not hold back. Right after I hit it, I almost fell over from dizziness and disorientation. I thought my body was made of cubes. Also watched The Prestige during the freakout. 8 out of 10. Overall, do not recommend. I tried to run from grief. Oh, this is going to be the last one. This is almost a 20-minute long video. At first, I thought I could not handle grief, so I manhandled it. I thought I could not be with it, so I did all I could think to do. I ran. I tried to escape. When I could not run fast enough, I biked. I could lose myself in the pumping of the pedals and the rhythm of the road. But as I stopped sweating and worn, I found myself there with grief close in tow. I ran to the hopping drink... Wait. Ugh. I ran to the bottle, hoping drink could dull the pain. Try as I might, I found it could only dull so much. One night, near blackout drunk, grief found me and I knew drinking was no escape. So again I ran, but with another problem, as falling into the bottle is far easier than getting out, so I struggle with that still. I ran into a relationship, though one ill-advised. When I was with her, I could ignore my troubles, but as that relationship fell apart, so too did I. Low as I was before, I found myself lower still. Tired of running, I turned around. Now I sit with grief, though I do not languish there, nor stay forever. I let it come and do not run away. Hello there, welcome grief. I see you've come for a while. I am not grief, it does not own me, though I sit with it. Now as I hear happy birthday, I still cry remembering her. But they are beautiful tears. Welcome. Okay, that was a really... I think I just read that poem really badly or something, because I didn't know it was a poem at first. I'm also not a big fan of poetry. So, yeah, opening beer bottles with my teeth. Oh, shit. That just hurts thinking about it. That's enough of this thread.